Hey guys, Marslingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to talk about STR NAMEK GOKU and the possibility of him getting an EZA. If he was to get an EZA, what would it look like? So I did post recently that I've been leveling up his links. I think I tweeted out yesterday the screenshots that he is finally done. Full level 10 links, so it's going to be a little bit annoying if he doesn't get an EZA, but I've been doing a lot of videos lately that have been speculation stuff or lots of stuff where I've just been showing you guys the wiki and things like that, and I always feel bad when I don't do a gameplay video for too long. So we're going to talk about the potential EZA whilst also showing him off here pre-EZA at full level 10 links. So obviously he is the Super Saiyans and Planet Namek Saga category lead, 3 key, HP 130, attack and defense 170. Now we saw UI Goku with his EZA go from 150 across the board to 160. So I honestly think with this guy, if he does get an EZA, the attack and defense will stay at 170, and then I guess the HP will probably go up to 140, maybe 150. I think 150 would be fine. Obviously, we do have category leaders in the game that have 170 across the board. So if it went up to 170, that would actually be insane. But I don't think it will get that much of an increase. But that would still be pretty good. And so in his base form, he does immense damage to the enemy, raises allies' attack by 30% for 1 turn. So obviously with an EZA, he's going to be SA 15, so it's going to be doing more damage anyway. I could see them adding some sort of like raises attack or raises defense for 1 turn, or even both. Maybe even greatly for the 1 turn, be pretty interesting. Because obviously he stacks once he transforms, but when you're in the base form, obviously they don't have to give him a attack that is too crazy. And then obviously the transformation condition is when HP is 70% or less starting from the 3rd turn of the battle. So the thing about that is 70% or less, I mean on some of the more powerful teams, it's not going to be super easy to drop to that low HP. So we're going to go through a couple of turns here on the Super Saiyans team. I found a rainbow friend, Namek Goku, who's also fully link leveled. So unfortunately this isn't my one that's on this first rotation here, but he is essentially the same. I think he has some skill orbs equipped. Mine doesn't have any yet. Obviously if he does end up getting an EZA, based on what the EZA looks like, will determine, you know, what skill orbs I give him. But generally you're probably going to want to go full additional because of the way he stacks. So but yeah, it's going to be a very good rotation. So pre-transformation, he still has a couple of links with Goku, so that's not too bad. We'll save these STR orbs here for Kabe. So obviously we've got Kabe on the team. He's a Super Saiyan. He's the 50% support for Super STR. So just under 2 million pre-transformation. So obviously that's not too crazy, but the argument would be that this is only pre-transformation. We need to get him transformed to really be in the state where we want him, right? The way you want him to transform, and then go through the longer form events, stacking up your defense and all that kind of stuff. So the problem is, it's kind of the same as when you talk about the Int UI Goku, is once he transforms, you could make an argument for him being one of the best EZA, like non-LR EZAs, I guess. But you have to get to him actually transforming, which of course can potentially be an issue. So I'm going to put this guy in the first slot here because he might actually take a bit more damage. Because I didn't actually show the pre-EZA passive. So his passive is attack and defense 77%, attack and defense 15% with each attack received up to 59%. So basically once that's maxed out, you're going to be at what, like 136, I think, off the top of my head. My maths is bad. Attack and defense, which is not terrible. I could see that going up to like attack and defense 100%. And then maybe 20% with each attack received up to 80, or maybe even 100, so it goes up to 200% attack and defense. That'd be pretty good. I guess it kind of depends. Like if they change his transformation condition to make it easier to get, then he doesn't necessarily need a lot of stuff done to his base form, because, you know, if the restriction is easier to get, you can transform on turn 3. So potentially getting it nice and early in some of the events, but I think we probably are going to have to go through quite a few turns here before we see the transformation. So I am going to cut here and we'll come back once we get to that point. Okay, so I took a bunch of damage from the AGL Turles. because we had type disadvantage with all of our STR units. We finished them off, and so now we have got the transformation. So unfortunately, because of Turles' rotation locking, we did lose the GT Goku off of the rotation. So actually, we've got some good links with Gohan though. So this is turn 1 of transforming. So let's go ahead and look at his pre-EZA setup here. So of course he infinitely stacks defense and does immense damage to the enemy. Now this means that he's still really useful in long form events, because he can get to obviously having really high defense, but he only stacks his defense, so he's not going to be doing crazy damage. So if he gets an EZA, I would absolutely love to see this change to raise his attack and defense, because then yeah, once you get towards like those end parts of a long form event, he's going to be shooting out crazy attack stats, especially with EZA stats and being SA 15. And then his passive is now attack and defense 80%, attack 59% for the rest of the battle after receiving an attack, medium chance of guarding all attacks, guard activated against all attacks, and high chance of performing a critical hit for 3 turns when guard is activated. So what this means, obviously once you get hit the first time, attack 59% for the rest of the battle. It's an interesting mechanic, I guess. Like Ultimate Gohan has it once he transforms. Obviously Tech Gohan into Ultimate Gohan. It's kind of interesting. I don't know why they do that, like, because it lasts for the whole of the rest of the battle. So I feel like you could just give it to them straight away, but I don't have too much of a problem with that. Obviously we could change attack and defense to 100 or maybe even 120. But then the thing here, once you guard, so you have a medium chance to guard, which is 30%. Once you do guard 1 attack, you then will guard all the attacks for 3 turns, and you have a 50% chance to crit. So if they wanted to make this guy's EZA crazy good, just give him guaranteed guard. So guard all the time with infinite stacking defense. He would automatically become one of the best defensive units for long form events, and he'd even be good in short form events. And then you just make it so that he has the high chance of performing a crit for 3 turns after receiving an attack. For example, because I mean he's gonna have this active most of the time anyway, and then when it wears off, you're just gonna get it reactivated on the turn it wears off anyway, right? So just give him the high chance to perform a crit after receiving an attack, and then I think that would be crazy good. So attack and defense 100%, attack 59% for the rest of the battle after receiving an attack, guards all attacks, and then high chance of performing a crit for 3 turns after receiving an attack. I mean, you could even still leave it worded as when guard is activated, because he just guards all the time, so I guess it doesn't matter. But that would obviously make him incredibly good. And now, of course, remember, once he's transformed, he does also now have a rage mode, can be activated when HP is 50% or less, starting from the 5th turn from the start of the battle. So what that means is, if you're starting the turn below 50% when you transform, you can actually use it straight away. But unfortunately, we are on, what, like 51% or something? So we'll try not to heal up too much this turn. In fact, we won't get any same type orbs here at all. What is Goku's defense? He's got a ton of support here. So he's only starting at 129k, which when you consider we've got a 50% support and High School Gohan, who is High School Gohan 30? It's over 30 or 25. Yeah, 30. So he's getting 80% defense on support, and he only has 129k. That's not too crazy. So obviously an EZA would help him out in that department. But I mean, he's good enough to start taking double digits. There's the level 3 dodge. You love to see it. 3.8 million attack stat on turn 1 is pretty good for him. But this is what I'm talking about in the sense that we've got a ton of support, so we're not going to see that every turn. And he only stacks his defense, so that number is never going to get any higher. Because we have both the support units on this rotation, that is actually the highest attack stat that he's ever going to get. And it doesn't go any higher. Now, obviously, if he gets an EZA, the sky's kind of the limit for how busted they can make units once they actually start giving them EZAs. Unless they're Super Saiyan 3 Broly, of course. But yeah, this guy could be absolutely crazy. We didn't take enough damage last turn to drop below 50%, apparently. Or did we? See, I swear we, like, the bar here is over the line. But we do have it, so we're going to go ahead and use it here just so we can show it off as the final part of the video. I don't want the video to be super long. This isn't like a full-on super showcase of him, But we're talking about sort of what we want to see after he EZAs while having a little bit of a look at what he does now. So we can activate this into his rage mode. So in fact, we might as well just activate it and then we can look at his passive. So let's go ahead and do this. I've always thought that the quote for that's so dumb. I'm very angry, but there you go. So now we go into the rage mode. So we get one turn where it's just Goku attacking. All attacks are super attacks. So if we go to the details here, well actually it says from 8 ki. So I guess if you get below 8 you don't super. But he does the Meteor Smash Supreme damage, and then 12 ki causes immense damage. I think for this, with rage modes, kind of like Giant Form, because they only last for one turn and you don't get the benefit of the links, these should be made as powerful as possible, because that's one of the things you've got to bear in mind, is that Goku is now not getting any links activated, right? So on the super attack, I think the lower one should be immense damage, and then the 12 ki one should be like greatly raises attack for one turn and does immense damage, right? Because you really want this one turn to be like all out show stopping, deal a whole bunch of damage, and like even here for example, we're getting close to the end of this run. Paragus has quite a little bit of health, but ideally you would want it so that when you use this rage mode, we basically just take out Paragus here. And then of course his passive, it doesn't really matter too much. He obviously has no stats because he can't take damage. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow, so that's obviously just going to help him out with getting the super attacks. But again, he could have some sort of buff in his passive post EZA, but the sky is literally the limit, because yeah, he's got no defense, so he's taking 70k but not in real damage because he can't take damage. And then of course this super attack animation is just super good. But yeah, 1.7 million crit, not too bad. But yes, he's hitting a 2.2 million attack stat. And the thing is, with no support on the rotation, that's not bad compared to his non-rage mode version. We are actually going to take out Paragus, so that is good. Paragus is not super tough. I guess probably used the wrong example for this, but like, say like the GT Legendary Goku event. You think if you're Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the Int one, not even the last one, and he's at full health, and you use this guy's rage mode, you think you're going to take out in Super Saiyan 4 Goku in one turn? Of course you're not. But that's not like a measure of whether the unit is good or not, of course. But there's definitely something to bear in mind there. So we'll go ahead and do this. We'll get to see. So this is Goku. Who does he have the most links with? He's got 5 with you now that he's transformed, and only 4 with you. So definitely gets more links from you. He's at only 94. He's under 100k defense without support. So that isn't crazy. He is going to go ahead and Dokkan attack here, I think. No, not quite. So let's see. So not quite double digit damage. 2.75. So just under 3 million with no support. So bear in mind, like I said, again, without support, that's just going to be the attack stat that he does forever. Which is not terrible. But obviously in those harder events, you really want him to be dealing a lot of damage as well as being good defensively. So I think an EZA for him is, you know, he could be so good. I think he could quite easily go up to being one of the like top tier TURs if they give him an EZA that is as good as we're expecting. So the Super Saiyan 1 is what I really want to see. Like I said, give him stacks, attack and defense on Super, give him the permanent chance to guard, and then he automatically becomes so useful in so many good events. And then I think you want to make the restriction on his transformation not as bad, even if you change it to like 80%, I don't know. Because turn 3, it makes it seem really good on paper, but then it's the fact you have to be below 70% HP. And if your team is super powerful, you're just not... It's going to be really difficult to do that. I had to go out of my way to try and make it so we could drop below that HP threshold. So I would like to see the restriction for that changed as well. But we got a little bit of support here, so we are hitting over a 3 million attack stat. We'll leave it off here with the Dokkan attack, and you guys let me know down below in the comment section, if this Goku was to get an EZA, what would you like to see changed? Leave the full details in the comment section if you want to come up with the full like text for his passive and everything that you would give him with his EZA. Let me know. Or do you just agree with the suggestions that I made so far? Hopefully he does get an EZA. If he doesn't, I'm assuming that he's going to be on at least one of the new Goku's teams. So I'll do a proper level 10 link showcase for him on that team on one of the different events and see, like, you know, how high we can get his defense or something like that. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section, and yeah, hopefully we can see our dreams come true and actually get an EZA for this man. Because, I mean, the card art is super cool. I love the transformed version with the sticker. I went through all the trouble of level 10 linksing him now, so let's hope that he does get an EZA. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.